Why are pirates afraid of the alphabet? Because they can get lost at sea. And this is Balloon Animal Lessons number 37. Hello Balloon World, I'm Michael Floyd, your balloon twister, and today I want to teach you how to make a balloon mermaid. This is a fun design. It only uses 3 balloons and a scrap of purple for the seashells. Let me show you how to make it. We're going to start with the hair, get a red 260, and inflate it about halfway. Let some air out so it's soft. And go ahead and give it a nice squeeze. We're going to make a small flower petal in the front. Go ahead and take that knot and push it through so it won't come undone on us. Next, we're going to make 2 1-inch bubbles. And we're going to fold it over. We're going to pull them and twist them. The next step is a little tricky. We're going to take the balloon and we're going to work it through the seam right here. So we're going to sort of roll that up. And you can see it's worked its way through. What that does is it pinch twists those 2 bubbles, but not completely. They sort of become square and not exactly a pinch twist. But there we have the top part of our hair. Now we make a much softer, larger flower petal. So it should be really soft. Take some of the balloon here, break it off, let the air out slowly. We're going to take that, we're going to wrap it around so it doesn't come undone. And there we have the hair for our mermaid. Our next step is to make the tail of the mermaid. Get your green 260 and inflate it about halfway. Let some air out so it's soft. We're going to make 2 flower petals. Make sure they're soft. They should be the same size. The size that I'm going for is just a little bit longer than it is wide. Next, we're going to make 2 1-inch bubbles. There we go. We're going to twist this section here into this section here. And just like we did with the hair, we're going to work the excess balloon through that by just sort of twisting it through the seam. What that does is it gives us some slack on one end, so we can take one side of the fin and position it. That way they sit comfortably on the bottom of the pinch twist there. Isn't that cool? If you just pinch twist those, they're going to fight for space because they're crammed in there all nice and tight. But now they have enough slack to where we can position them a little bit further down. Go ahead and take the balloon, give it a squeeze. We want this part to be soft. Go up a little bit of a length, maybe 5 inches or so. Twist 2 bubbles a little bit bigger than 1 inch, maybe 2 inches. But these 2 should be roughly the same size. We're going to twist this section into this section. And just like we did before, we're going to take this part and we're going to feed it through the center there. And what that does is it sort of pinch twists it, but squares it off. We don't need the rest of this, so go ahead and break it off. Take that slack that you have there, make sure you wrap it in there nice and tight so it doesn't go anywhere. And there we have the tail of our mermaid. Now it's time for the body. For the body, get your blush 260 and inflate it about halfway. Let some air out so it's soft. We're going to wrap this knot here into our hair. Get your hair, get your blush, wrap the knot into where the small flower petal sits. So you should have something that looks like that. Now give it a little bit of a squeeze. Twist a small bubble. This will be our head. So this was about 2 inches maybe. Now we're going to twist a small pinch twist. So make a small 1-inch bubble. Fold it over. And give that a pinch twist. There we go. Now we're going to make the body. Give it another squeeze. Twist another section. Should be a little bit longer than the head, but not by much. And we're going to twist that part there into our tail. Get your tail. Get your body. We're going to twist this part here into this part here. Now we're going to break it off. We don't need to tie that because it's twisted in there. It won't come undone. But save that for a second. This part we want to reuse, so we're going to let some air out to give us some slack. By letting some air out, it gives us room to tie a knot. And then we're going to use that for our arms later. But for now, we're going to adjust our body a little bit. We're going to want the beige part to be on the opposite side of the tail. We can even bend our tail a little bit if we want. And we have an armless mermaid right now, but we want to give her arms, of course. So we're going to use that extra piece we have here. We're going to make 2 small 1-inch bubbles. We're going to take the knot and we're going to wrap that into it. So you should have something that looks like that. Take the slack from the knot, feed it through the seam, and that should hold. And now you have a little bit of a hand. Give this one a squeeze because we want soft arms. Squeeze a little section, not too long, maybe 2 inches, maybe 2.5. And we're going to twist that part here in with that pinch twist right here. So we take that arm, we turn it into that pinch twist. Now we make another arm just like it. So we're going to squeeze it so we have a little arm, same length. Now once again, 2 1-inch bubbles. 2 1-inch bubbles, and we're going to twist this seam here into the seam here. Twist that over. And just like before, we're going to take this excess and we're going to feed it through. Now we don't need the rest of this. We can break it off. And we can let it go. That hit me. And we have our arms. We have our arms, we have our head, we have our hair, we have our tail. But we're missing something. The seashells. I use a scrap of purple, or if you don't have one, go ahead and use a full piece of purple. But get your purple 260. You're going to want to inflate this a little bit because we only need 2 small bubbles from it. 2 things you're going to want to remember. When you tie it, you're going to want a little bit of slack on one side. A little bit of slack on one side. And we're going to twist 2 bubbles of the same size. We're going to fold it over. We're going to twist that knot into that side so you have something that looks like this. We're going to take that slack now. We're going to feed it through the seam so it squares off the bubbles. Now we're going to tear off it so we have a little piece of slack here to use. We're going to take that slack. We're going to work it in right between the arms. Just like so. And that way that sits right there in the middle of her arms. Now we adjust the head a little bit. We can even, since this is soft, we can massage the hair, give it some personality. There we go. And because these aren't firm pinch twists, they're sort of a loose pinch twist, we can position it a little easier for the hair. So there you go. We have our little mermaid. Now it's time for our art. For our art, you might find it beneficial to move the hair out of the way by turning it to the side. This will free up some space for you to draw on the face. I start by making 2 small dots for eyes. Then over each of those, I draw an arch. Then over each of those arches, I draw eyelashes coming out as smaller arches. Then between the eyes, about halfway down on the face, I draw a little half circle as the nose. Then on one side of the nose, usually the side of the circle that's open, I draw a little arch that's curved sort of halfway down. And there we have our mouth. And our art is done. Don't forget to readjust your hair. And our balloon mermaid is done. Mine came out looking pretty good. How did yours turn out? Send me a photo of it on Twitter. What balloon animal should we make next week? Put it in the comments below. Do me a favor, click that like button so people know this was a good video. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I'm Michael Floyd, your balloon twister. For more balloon twisting instructions, please check out balloon-animals.com. She don't got a lot to say, but there's something about her. And you don't know why, but you're dying to try. You want to make her a balloon flower. Sing with me now.